Huh?
You gonna drink the rest of the coffee?
I think I have drank the rest of it, but if there's more, you can have it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. As the title suggests, today we're going to be talking about Zbit. And the reason I'm making this video is because those of you who are not familiar with this channel, one thing that I do is I like to document my investment journey here on YouTube. The reason is that I love investing, and I make these videos so that I can be historically correct, document my successes and my losses, and I want to have an archive of things I can go back and watch and look at and think about my thinking, analyze my thinking. One thing that we focus on is building a portfolio for our grandchildren. So a lot of long-term investing. I buy things, I hold them. I have, time frames of 5 to 10 years typically. So not really my grandchildren, but the point being is that I look into the long term. And so I'm going to talk about Zbit. The reason that I'm talking about Zbit now is because Zbit is really about to explode in my opinion. And Zbit, I have a list of things I kind of want to talk about in regards to Zbit. This kind of explains sort of my investment thesis, but also tells you a little bit about Zbit. So I'm not telling anyone to buy this. I'm just thinking that if people are already looking into Zbit, this will be sort of some of my explanation as to why I'm interested in Zbit. So I've previously made videos on BTC Machine. I think I have a video where I purchased 2 BTC machines. BTC Machine is a first OG Ordinals project. So about a year ago, whenever Ordinals first launched on Bitcoin, they were some of the first movers, and I got heavily invested in the community. Started acquiring Zbit over the course of the last year. And so I want to talk about where we are now, not go too in depth about, what are ordinals or what are runes or any of these things. This is kind of for a sophisticated NFT ordinals investor. They'll understand what I'm talking about here. But the reason Zbit right now is because of runes. So runes is Casey Rodamore's upcoming protocol. And essentially what runes is that runes is similar to ERC20 on Bitcoin. So think fungible tokens on Bitcoin, right? BRC20 was something that has really exploded over the last year. Zbit was originally a BRC20 token, and it will be migrating to runes whenever the runes protocol launches at the Bitcoin halving. So one of the main theses I've had ever since entering the digital asset space is around gaming, right? And BTC Machine and Zbit in particular really hits at the intersection of digital scarcity and gaming. So Satoria is the largest MMORPG on Bitcoin, and it's running today. And it's playable, it's fun. There are thousands of daily active users. And Zbit is the in-game currency inside of Satoria. There are 21 million Zbit, the same way that there are 21 million Bitcoin. And so there's a sense of scarcity, and in that sense, it could also be used as a medium of exchange and is being used as a medium of exchange inside of Satoria. And one of the reasons I think that Zbit will potentially take off going forward is that this new rune standard is really going to, I believe, open up the floodgates for investment capital. I think that ordinals and Ordi in particular have already proven out the thesis that digital scarcity on Bitcoin is something that is investable, something that can grow. And there's already been, several investors who have had a lot of success with Ordi and similar ordinals projects. And it's essentially like betting on the creator again. So I always talk about betting on jockeys, not the horse. Casey Rodamore, the inventor of ordinals, the Ordinals protocol, he's already proven that he knows how to win, right? When he built Ordinals, and now Runes being his next project, and sort of taking it one step further with this fungibility, I think it's going to be extremely big, and it's also betting on BTC Machine as a team that's shown that they are at the forefront, that they are innovative, that they are extremely dedicated. We'll get into the team a little bit more later. But I want to talk about why I'm making this video right now. So I believe today the BTC Machine team will be conducting an airdrop, and that airdrop will be of something that's being called Gamestone. And Gamestone is an inscription that is the marriage of two parent inscriptions. So again, this is getting technical, and you kind of already have to have a little bit of a background about how ordinals work. But they are using a Zbit rare parent inscription from so it's a rare Satoshi that has a Zbit GIF inscribed on it, and then Runestone parent inscription number 1, which I don't know how much it initially sold for, but I know it was sold for more than 1 Bitcoin. And so it's the parent inscription that all of the runestones have descended from. They are taking these two inscriptions and they are inscribing a new airdrop. So it descends from these two inscriptions, and it's being called Gamestone. And it's being dropped to all runestone holders. And it is, I think, the reason that Satoria and BTC Machine decided to do this is because they like to compete. They like to be the biggest. They like to be the best. They, very early on in Ordinals, airdropped over, I believe it's like 250,000 inscriptions to holders of their assets. And they understood that having as many inscriptions in the first million inscriptions was going to be, a big deal. And so they went all out in inscribing very early on. They've had a lot of success as a team and as a project. And I've been a part of that community now for about 1.5 years. They have, constant spaces. They're always active on Twitter. They have a very active Discord. They're always being offered whitelist spaces. They're always being offered, things to give away to their community. And the team really focuses on putting the holders of BTC Machine assets first. And so I'm not going to get into the levels and in depth of Satoria because it would take an entire YouTube video in of itself. But those who are unfamiliar with BTC Machine, it will take you a while to understand. And you'll have to dive into the lore, the story, the history to get a good understanding. But one thing I can tell you is that currently, as we quickly approach, I think here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, the halving event and the launch of runes, BTC machines, which are one of the assets, and mutant viruses are currently mining Zbit at, I think, a rate of 10 Zbit per day for the mutant viruses, and I think 15 Zbit per day for the machines. So if you buy these assets, you'll be mining Zbit. This will be very similar to how RSIC works. Those who are familiar with RSIC, that project. But yeah, Papo and Mr. Lucky are really the way I want to end this video, talking about the team, because as I've said, I believe in betting on jockeys, not horses. I have had the opportunity to get to know Papo and Mr. Lucky from afar over the last year and a half. And as someone who's been in the digital asset space for about 5 or 6 years, I have never seen a team so dedicated, so focused on winning, so selfless, so willing to invest their time and truly give themselves to the community. They have flown several asset holders out to meet them. They do these sort of mastermind getaways all around the globe. I haven't been able to attend one yet because I've been doing a lot of training and studying for the bar. But as soon as I'm able to, I look forward to finally meeting up with the BTC Machine community somewhere around the world. But I remember very early on in the BTC Machine journey, Papo lost his father, and hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing this. He has shared this before, but that event was something that kind of triggered him. It was like a triggering event. He's someone who has a history of entrepreneurship, but I remember being on a Twitter space and hearing him talk about the loss of his father and the relationship between that event to him in his mind and his life experience and Satoria and BTC Machine. And what I liked about Mr. Lucky and Papo is how complementary their skill sets are. They've already shown that they're able to market build a product, deliver. They do really cool airdrop. I mean, not airdrops, like merchandise. So they know how to build a brand. And the vision for Satoria is not just a video game. It's one of an entire universe, similar to like Star Wars. And I just believe in the long-term vision of BTC Machine. These are assets that I, very much expect to be able to hand down to my son, maybe even my grandchildren. And so it's not too late to learn about BTC Machine. The project's only 1 year old, but the vision is 25 years long. And so I highly recommend looking into Zbit, getting to understand what BTC Machine is all about. A lot of people will be receiving this airdrop, and hopefully it's just an opportunity for them to learn more about BTC Machine. And so, yes, very excited to release this video. Hopefully it will help some of you guys begin to understand what is happening with BTC Machine, why this is huge. If you don't completely understand it, or you'd like some more clarification, please drop some comments, ask questions, and I will respond and give you my thoughts, and also challenge what I have said here, because that's the purpose of sharing these ideas. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.